Hey, what's up? Welcome to the next installment of Mr. American Politics. I apologize for my lack of clothing. I just don't care. Uh, I wanted to discuss a little bit about the wealthy and why wealthy people have a moral and should have a legal obligation to pay more taxes, especially in an economic crisis especially the economic crisis that we're currently in. And my reasoning behind this is that every single person that's rich in this country made their money off the backs of everybody else. And I'm not saying that they did that unjustly. There are many people in this country that work hard and make a lot of money because they worked hard and they did the right things with their life. I'm not saying that that's wrong. Um, what I'm saying is all right. For example, take Sam Walton. He's he's deceased, but he was the creator of Walmart. And did Walmart get huge and made all sorts of monies because it sold to only wealthy people? No, it made money because it brought savings. It brought savings and discounts to rural areas where they sold to, generally the majority of their sales were to middle class Americans. Now, um, so shouldn't those corporations who make their money off of people, or where their money comes from, normal, average, middle class Americans, shouldn't they have to pay a little bit more in taxes than the rest of us, or a lot more? Because for one, these owners, they live in excess. Two, because shouldn't they give back the money to the society that helped them get as much money as they have? Like, I'm not saying give away all your money to the government or to charity, but I think that you should have to pay more in taxes and help support the people that day in and day out buy your products and support your lifestyle and your business. Um, Now you might say, well, Dylan, what about the rich people? Were the rich people who were sports stars or music stars or whatever? Um, did LeBron James uh, get rich? He got rich because he plays basketball. He's a famous basketball player, but who pays that money? Um, it's middle class American who buys the tickets to go to the games, who buys the food at the venues, who buys the sports paraphernalia. It's all, and not even that, but the sponsors who sponsor the sports teams, who buys their products to make them to be a big enough company where they can sponsor sports teams like that. So, you know, in effect, him and all the other sports stars should have to pay a little bit more in taxes because you make your money off of us. Now you might say, well, Dylan, so does the average middle class American. Their salaries out. Someone who works at Walmart, his salary is paid by the people who shop there too. So shouldn't they have to pay more? And my answer to that is no. And the reason why they shouldn't have to pay more than what they pay now, or even less than what they pay now, is because they don't live in excess. Why are we asking these huge CEOs, these huge sports stars, all these other people why are we telling them that, all right, you don't have to cut back. We're going to make the 97% of Americans who don't make as much money as you have to cut back and, make sacrifices. And granted, it's economic hard time. Everyone's got to make sacrifices. But shouldn't the people who make the most sacrifices are the people who live in the most success and who can do without more? Like, shouldn't a guy who has, shouldn't somebody who makes $4 million in a year, has two houses, a couple cars, the pool, all the TV. Shouldn't they have to downscale their lifestyle a little bit before the person who makes maybe $60,000 a year has one car, has an apartment, has one TV, has one Xbox? Shouldn't we should be having these people to cut down? The richer should have to cut back more drastically, and they should also have to cut back first. Also, if we were to raise taxes on the richest people in America, it would definitely help our economic situation. Um, if you were to raise taxes, I mean, the taxes for the rich, for the upper rich brackets, during Reagan's administration, I believe 80 to 90%. Now they're like 35 to 40%. So taxes are extremely low for the rich people. They're the lowest they've been in a long time, and I think it's time that we raise them maybe 50 or 60%. Um, that sounds like a lot, but if you make $100 million in a year, and you pay 60% of that to the government in taxes, and there's some tax loopholes, you might not pay all that money, So say you come out with a net income of $7 million or 700 or $70 million or $60 million. That's more than enough money than anybody needs in a year to keep a roof over their head. Keep the average family only needs like about I mean, I would say a family of four only needs about $50,000 to make bare minimum. Um, so therefore, no one really needs all this money. And why can't they help the economy in times of need? They want America to thrive, but they don't want to have anything to do with it, and that's wrong. If you have any, if you ever like to say anything, comments, discussions, video responses, all welcome. I'm Dylan Carvelli of Mr. American Politics. Good luck and good night.